Hi friends, what's up? Today we're going to be watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 4, Episode 3, also known as The Harsh Light of Day. This title really, makes me think that it's going to be a vampire-centric episode, which first of all shouldn't be a surprise because the name of the show is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And I'm curious to see if we're going to be seeing some old vampires that we know, because I feel like in the first episode we were presented to people that could come back. I'm not sure the monster in the first scene was a vampire, but he could come back. The one in the very last scene seemed to be a vampire, so he could come back. Or even all of the the vampires who ran away. And so I feel like maybe one of them is gonna come back, they're gonna cause some trouble. And so, this is fun because the first half of the seasons, they're always fun, but they don't have the same emotional, heaviness of the second half of the season. And I also have very high hopes for this episode because it's episode 3, and I sort of have a thing with episode 3. There's like the witch, and then there was what was the second? Oh yeah, it was School Hard, and then it was Faith's episode. So they're always really big, like awesome episodes. And so I don't mean to say that my hopes are up because episode 3 tends to be really cool, but I have my hopes up because episodes 3 tend to be pretty cool. So that's gonna be fun, and I can't wait to watch it, and I hope you guys like watching it with me, so let's do it! If you have not seen Angel, please do not watch my reaction videos. I might speak of some spoilers of the later seasons.
Parker's here. Yeah. You're not looking? He looks really cute in green.
Deal. He's reflected in the mirror.
When you spend all week with a boy, you are allowed to look at him directly. Buffy's having lusty, wrong feelings.
No, I'm not.
No, you're not.
Oh, I so am.
No, they're not wrong feelings, because there's no wrong. You're free. You're both grown-ups. You are free, right?
Hi.
Oh!
I just wanted to let you know I'm heading out. And it's not real safe around here, so if you walk back to your dorm.
How silly of me not to plan ahead. Willow?
Harmony, hey.
But
Hey,
isn't
I
she-
haven't seen you since graduation. Big snake, huh?
Yeah.
You're always so funny, Willow. You haven't changed a bit.
No, you neither.
Oh, maybe a little.
No! Did she actually bite Willow, ma'am? You can't bite Willow! I am so happy right now that we are seeing Harmony again. I was so worried that we were only gonna see Harmony in like the last season of Angel, because I think that's when she comes in, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe that they're not gonna use her. Oh my god, this is so exciting. I really want her to be a part of season 4 as a vampire, because that would be so cool. In seasons 1 to 3, they always had a good vampire on their side, Angel, and so now it would be so cool if that person was Harmony. I really hope they actually keep her. But even if it's just for this episode, I'm so freaking happy because she is gonna be so freaking cool, and I am so freaking excited right now.
What do you like to do?
Well, mostly I hang out and do stuff.
Yeah, I was into that for a while.
This is why
What's
she
that?
can't date a human. It's
What's
sad.
You have a scar.
Right.
Is it from Angel?
Angry puppy. So, do I get to see any of your scars?
Oh, mine are all psychological. My father died last year.
Oh no.
Oh, God. Parker, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring up that stuff. Oh, bad Buffy.
No, I'm okay to talk about it now. And I'm not doing the deep, get sympathy routine. I mean, don't you just hate guys who are all, I'm dark and brooding, so give me love.
I don't think I've ever met that type.
No.
What made it so sad was that there was a lot of stuff he didn't get to finish. It made me think about, living for now.
I think about that sometimes. I sort of drowned a couple years ago. But I came back. Obviously. But I don't put stuff off anymore. Like you were saying.
It's cool to find someone else who understands.
Oh.
So, Parker Abrams, when you go to sleep tonight, what are you gonna regret not doing today?
Oh, jumping hints, are
I'm
we?
going to regret being too nervous to ask you to go to the party at Wolf House tomorrow night.
It's really interesting to see Buffy with a human for once. When he was asking her about her hobbies, I was like, this is gonna backfire because he's never gonna know who she really is, and so he's never gonna be able to, I don't even mean to say love her like that, but it's always gonna feel like he doesn't know her 100%, and that's gonna be hard for their relationship, right? But at the same time, it's interesting that they would, you know, give him this backstory because it's clearly a way for him and Buffy to bond in the sense of just grief and having this new outlook on life. Most college students wouldn't have gone through such a big deal of grief like that, and so they would never be able to understand Buffy in that extent, but the fact that he does and that changed him, that's going to be good for their relationship. And I also think it's so interesting that they would bring back Prophecy Girl, because it's not the first time that they have mentioned and, you know, made commentaries back to what happened that night. I love that, like, this show doesn't forget the trauma that it puts their characters through. You know, they still bring it back, even in season 4, and I really appreciate that, because, you know, if this were, like, real and Buffy were real, she would 100% still be living in the trauma of having literally died.
You should lock your door.
Believe me, I am
Anya?
thinking myself.
Anya? Last time I saw you fleeing in terror. How'd that work out for you?
I need to talk to Xander.
Oh, we're back on
Go
you?
away.
Not really subtle.
So where's our relationship going?
Our what? Our who?
Relationship. What kind do we have, and what is it progressing toward?
We have a relationship.
I can't stop thinking about you. Sometimes in my dreams, you're all naked.
Really? You know, if I'm in the checkout line at the Walmart, I've had that same one. Hey. Hi. Hi.
Why?
Remember Harmony?
Why?
She's back from her summer vacation, and she's a little different. Different. Paler.
Is your neck okay?
Neck. Paler. Puppy, the angry puppy.
Yeah, we came to warn you about the angry puppy.
I should really take care of this now.
What? Spike? No, but Spike.
We have to tunnel from underneath. More work, but I'm sure.
I
Be more
missed
than
you.
sure, mate. Because I'd hate to have to hurt you.
I swear. I swear.
How's my little blondie bear?
Hom, does this look like a good time to talk? Hom!
I want to go to a party.
No. Right here, baby. In front of Brian.
You'd like that, wouldn't you?
Maybe I would. After a party.
Spike. And Harmony.
Puppy. Hi. What a cute outfit. Last year.
What's the matter, Spike? Drew dump you again?
Maybe I dumped her.
No, you didn't. You would
She
never.
left him for a fungus demon. That's all he talks about most days.
Hom! We are going. It isn't time yet.
Yeah, but as soon as we have the gem of Amara, you're gonna be so.
Oh, Harmony, I love you. I love them. This is so fun.
It is customary to call before you show up. Not that.
Anya?
Yeah, I don't have a pulse. Cool. Can we eat a doctor so I can get a stethoscope and hear my heart not beating?
What does it take to get you to shut the hell up?
Spikey.
The crux of this plan is.
Sexual intercourse. I've said it like a dozen times.
Uh-huh. just working through a little hysterical deafness here.
I think it's the secret to getting you out of my mind. Putting you behind me.
Sure.
Behind me figuratively.
But sexual what you're talking about, well, and I'm actually turning into a woman as I say this, but it's about expressing something and accepting consequences.
Oh, I have condoms.
But there's something amazing about these huge events that when you dig down into them, they're all about people. Just regular people just trying to make choices. When you look back at it, it seems like people are swept up in events they couldn't control. But I don't believe that. You always have a choice with everything you do.
Harmony, ma'am.
What are you doing?
I'm riding Spike Love's Harmony on your back.
Why?
I don't know. It's fun. I'm bored. You can ride on me.
Good morning.
Giles. I didn't know you were here.
Oh, really?
I was studying at the library all Saturday night. You know what? I'm an adult, and it's none of your business where I was.
And I'm sincerely relieved to hear it. Now, can we discuss the impending disaster?
It happened, right? Did it happen with Parker?
Yeah, it happened.
Well, and details. I mean, not details. I don't need a diagram, but, you know, like maybe a blurry watercolor.
It was nice. It was really nice. He's gonna call.
Please tell me nothing bad is nothing bad is gonna happen to him. He's just out with his mom.
You've got one new message at 9:05 p.m.
Hi, it's me. I'm a Giles. Did Parker call yet?
This is not looking great.
So? Is it doing it? Do you feel it? I mean, you don't look any different. You should put some butter on that. But hey, maybe it's worth money anyway. That would be something. And then we could go to France. And I always wanted to go to France and stay in a chateau. And you could take me shopping and I can't believe you just did that!
How did, what,
Hold on.
oh my god.
What are you doing, you big freak?
Holy shit.
That's my gem.
Buffy Summers, this is Katie Loomis.
What's going on?
Hey, Katie, you're gonna be late for class. I'll catch up later, okay?
Parker, please tell me you're not an ass.
She's a friend of yours?
Yeah, you'd like her a bunch. So, what's up?
Well, you didn't call. I mean, I'd understand that, you know, if you were busy or sick or something, you had fun. Is that all it was?
Well, what else was it supposed to be?
It seemed like you liked me.
I do. But I'm starting to feel like you thought that meant what? Some kind of commitment? I mean, is that really what you want right now?
I just thought.
Look, I'm sorry if you misunderstood something. I thought things were pretty clear.
I didn't mean to miss. I'm sorry.
Her voice is literally
Look,
breaking up. I
really
hate
have
you,
to go
guy.
now.
Man,
Well,
you don't
that
apologize
was
to him.
pathetic.
Spike, she's really going through something right now. We don't need you.
A fantastic day. Birds singing, squirrels making lots of rotten little squirrels, sun beaming down in a nice non-fatal way. It's very exciting. Can't wait to see if I freckle.
He's out in the open. That's so weird. That's like...
Oh, do it again. It tickles.
Shit.
You know, in a good way.
The gem.
Oh, yeah. The gem of Amara.
Why would you show it? Oh,
Official sponsor of my killing you.
Spike!
He staked me and then he took it. He tried to take it right off my finger. Like I wouldn't have just given it to him. I would have given him anything he wanted. He was my platinum baby and I loved him.
Where did Spike go?
I don't like seeing Buffy get her ass kicked. Holy shit!
Guess you're not worth the second go. Come to think of it, seems like someone told me as much. Who was it? Oh, yeah. Angel.
Oh, now, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Take it off me this way. We both burn.
Really? Let's see.
Oh my god, yes, Buffy!
We don't destroy it.
Well, Buffy, any vampire that gets his hands on this is going to be essentially unkillable. Oh.
Is she gonna... Oh.
At that gig in LA, I could swing by.
Oh, that's why he's going
What's
to
going
LA.
on?
Oh.
What's in LA?
She's giving the ring to Angel. Don't
Oh.
Buffy, are you sure?
He should have it.
She's still thinking about him, especially after everything that happened with Parker.
Does this always happen? Sleep with a guy and he goes all evil? God, I'm just a fool.
Well, maybe you made a mistake, but that's okay. Next time... What?
Parker said it's okay to make mistakes. It was sweet.
No, it wasn't. He was saying that so you would take a chance and sleep with him. He's a poop head.
You're right.
Aww. Okay, let's talk about this episode because it was so fun. Spike episodes are honestly the best. I have missed him so much. You know, Lover's Walk is one of my favorite ones from season 3. And so the fact that he came back right now, and it had sort of a similar vibe because this episode was really all about the couples if you really think about it. And so I love it. I love it. It always feels weird to have Spike not with Drusilla. Like, we haven't seen Drew since the end of season 2 and it's devastating, and I really thought, like, I still had a little bit of hope that whenever Spike showed up next, he would bring Drew with him. But, you know, this is the second time he's appeared without Drew. And so I kind of think that we've seen the last of Drusilla, and that makes me so sad because I love Drew. She's so freaking fun, and her and Spike have like the best relationship. And even though it was so hilarious to see Spike with Harmony and just weird, I miss Drew so much. As long as he had the ring, I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, maybe he's gonna be sort of a big bad again, and we're gonna get to see him now that he's all powerful and sort of invincible like the mayor. But he lost the ring, so I guess Spike is leaving again, so I already miss him again. You know, it was so great to get Mr. Spikey back. He is honestly the best and sort of the coolest villain, and it's not to say that I cheer for him sometimes. I definitely don't whenever he's fighting with Buffy. Obviously, I am 100% Team Buffy. Whenever he's fighting with anybody else, I kind of love seeing him fight. He's just so cool. He's so snarky. He's so funny. I love him. The only part that really bothers me about this episode is that he really feels like an abusive boyfriend, and I definitely do not like that. He does not treat Harmony well. Granted, he doesn't even want to be with Harmony, if we're being honest, so I'm not sure like why he's even with her in the first place. He's clearly hung up on Drusilla. It was such a shock to have Harmony, well, even come back at all, because I really thought, you know, We haven't seen her in season 4 yet, so I really assumed that the next time we'd see her was going to be an Angel. I think I talked about it. I was like, I guess this is it for Harmony. We're going to see her whenever she comes into Angel for a few episodes. I'm like, that's it. But no, she's back. So is Anya. And so I'm excited because it feels like they might be characters that might come back this season. I'm not sure how involved they are, but they're really creating such compelling and fun characters. You know, and not even the main characters, because, you know, obviously we've been in love with the main characters since season 1, that it's super fun that they're able to create such cool villains and, like, intriguing characters. Like, Anya is such a figure. Like, I don't even know how to describe her. She is the most, I want to say, like, incredible and funny person ever, because her entire personality is just freaking hilarious. It's like she clearly sort of doesn't know what she's doing, and she's sort of antiquated, which is just adorable, and she's super into Xander, which I love, and I am so cheering for that couple right now. And the ending, oh my god, this ending was amazing with the 3 of them, you know, just walking, like, it was so good. It's like they're all sort of going through heartbreak in their own ways. So Harmony and Spike's relationship, what is going on there? That was fascinating. I really have no other word. That age gap feels so problematic, and I know that I'm gonna get a million comments. You do understand your double standard? Yes, I do. I see it. Yes. And just like I said, the whole abusive thing, that's not a side of Spike that I like, because I think he is such an interesting character. I don't like that the writers are taking him that way, because of course he's a vampire, he's violent. Like, I'm not expecting him to be a nice guy, and I actually think it's interesting that he is not. But at the same time, I feel like I also don't love, to people that he's supposed to be nice, like other vampires, I don't like that he would be a little bit brutal with Harmony. That's something that I don't love. But also, I was really thinking that when we saw Spike again, he was gonna be on our team. I thought he was gonna be a good guy. Even though, like, on Lover's Walk he was not exactly on our team, he didn't feel like so much of the enemy. Like, yes, did he kidnap Willow and Angel and Buffy? Like, yes. But I mean, like, I don't know, after Becoming, I feel like, you know, especially with him interacting with Joyce, I feel like I see Spike differently. I see him a little bit more as the good guy that I'm sort of aware. And so it's always just interesting to see him revert back to, like, who he actually is inside, a vampire, a bad vampire. I really expected him to actually keep the ring. I thought it was going to be a huge part of the story. Should I have known that he was eventually going to give that Angel was going to get the ring? Probably, because I'm guessing this means Angel can now actually go out in the open in Angel. If he actually does that, like, I literally forgot. Is this a thing I should have known? I don't remember seeing Angel out in the open. This is bad. When I say that I don't remember things about Angel, and I want you guys to be careful with spoilers, this is why. I think this episode really hit hard on the Angel feelings. It really did, because, like, it was weird. It was a little bit weird to see Buffy with Parker. I was digging it so much because Parker seemed like the nicest guy, and I was so happy that Buffy was going to be able to move on, and he turned out to be a dick, and I should have seen it coming. The way that they set it up was actually pretty brilliant, because this is really how it goes, you know? The guy seems like he is absolutely perfect, and when he says he'll call you back, she believed him, and then he turns out to be, like, it's all a bunch of lies, and wow. Like, they did it so well that you fall for it, just like Buffy fell for it, you know? We were fooled just as much as she was, or at least I was, because I was 100% digging Parker. I was like, this man is the man, and then kaboom. And I'm really disappointed, because just in the beginning of the episode, I was like, oh my god, this is so exciting, they're gonna be able to bond because they have, like, trauma, and, like, yay, go Buffy, go Parker, and then now I had to fight the urges to punch my computer screen. And the fact that he hurt her like this and probably shook all her confidence, because she was so excited, and he really led her on, and it was clearly more than a one-night stand, you know, the way that he made it seem. Now that we lost Parker, it leads me to think that maybe Riley is going to be Buffy's new love interest. I don't know, we're gonna have to see, because I also thought Riley was gonna sort of be a bigger part of the story, like, what's her name? Kathy? the roommates. There are so many different characters that I'm like, are we gonna see more of you? Because the teacher, I was also expecting the teacher to make a comeback. But I'm curious to know what sort of characters they're gonna explore for the season, because they have so many options, not just with the new characters they've been presenting us, but with the awesome old ones that we already know and that they casually bring back. Seeing Harmony as a vampire is just so mind-blowing and really fun, and I feel terrible for her. She doesn't want to be a vampire out of all the vampires we've seen. Other than Angel, who has a soul, Harmony is the one who seems like she has more of a soul. I think she really cares. Of course, she wants to feed on people, but I think that's just like her instincts, you know? She has feelings. She was upset about being a vampire. She was upset about Spike not treating her well. And so I think that's interesting, because usually we just see vampires like being killed by Buffy and just being dicks, but Harmony, she still has that same essence inside of her. But I think that she definitely is the most human of vampires, and so that makes me wonder why. Harmony definitely still feels like she's in contact with the person who she was. And so I wonder if it's just like a matter of time, you know, how in the beginning she can still have some feelings, but then the longer the person becomes a vampire, the more vampire they become and less human. I don't know. I feel bad for her, and I just want her to have somebody to like navigate vampirism with, because she feels so alone. And I guess, you know, that's why she just went with Spike, because she had nobody else. She was super alone. She didn't know what to do. It was like a whole new reality, and there was nobody to guide her. And this actually makes me wonder, why didn't they take Harmony to Angel for a while? That would have been interesting if Angel was sort of coaching her on how to be a vampire. I guess this leads me to the third heartbreak of, you know, the episode. Poor Anya. Listen, I was so happy we got her back, because I was so determined. I was like, if there's one character that we will be seeing a lot in season 4, it is Anya. And then she was like nowhere to be found. So I'm really glad they brought her in, because that makes me think that maybe I was right. Maybe she is going to be a little bit more involved. I still love her obsession with Xander. They've been having a little bit of tension. I feel like, of course, most of it comes from Anya. She's the one doing all the advances, and I think that is so great. And like he said, more romantic than Faith. I love it, guys. I love it. There's nothing else to say other than the fact that I think Xander has finally found someone really interesting who really likes him. Because I feel bad for Xander in relationships when he seems to be more into the girl, just because he has so much love to give. And the second that he notices that he can give this love to Anya, it's going to be so great, because she has so much love to give him. And so these two have all the potential in the world to become like that annoying couple that everybody hates, you know what I mean? Because they're always like making out or something. Like, I want that to be them. My accent is coming out because of how excited I am. I also really like that it shows us who Anya is and how like unprepared she is for life, despite having lived I don't know how many freaking thousands of years. She still feels like such a teenager, and so I think that's awesome. I was really like convinced that Giles had to find a job, because I was like, sir, how are you paying rent? And then now he's apparently paying Xander to help him. Giles, sir, where are you making your money, and can you please link me up? Because did the council pay him like a lot? Because the council, they suck so much that I really thought he was gonna be getting like a minimum wage and like that's it. But they have like cut ties with the council for a while now, and he's still somewhat able to not only pay his rent but also apparently pay Xander to help him out. Like, sir, how do you have this amount of money? Like, I still don't exactly understand. I like that it helps keep them all connected, the fact that, you know, they're working together. I also really love that this episode we got to see so much of Buffy and Willow being like the cutest friends ever. I love how excited Willow was to hear about Buffy's experience. Like, they're so adorable, and this is exactly the kind of scene that I wanted when I said that I wanted them to be roommates. And so this is everything I have ever wanted. Again, they go for like the awkward thing with Giles, and it truly kills me because I feel that awkwardness so much. It took me back. It really took me back to innocence. There were just so many moments this episode that reminded me of Buffy and Angel, and even though I thought I was doing such a good job moving on, because I was like, I totally did dig Parker, they still had so many small little references and things that reminded me of Angel. It definitely felt like a combination of so many moments we have seen in Buffy and Angel's relationship, and I don't even just mean innocence or I guess surprise, but also just the prom when they were dancing together. You know, like I got caught a little bit in the Buffy and Angel feelings, especially when Parker turned out to be a douche. This episode showed me that she can move on and that she's ready to move on, and then at the same time I was shown that I also don't want to move on because everything reminded me of Angel, just like it would remind her. And so they do a really good job of making you feel what the characters feel, trusting Parker and believing he's a nice guy just like Buffy is. You know, it's like we are Buffy. Everything that they make you feel this episode is exactly how Buffy feels, you know, deluded by Parker and still having some sort of feelings and, you know, thinking back to what life was like with Angel. And so I just think that's great to be able to step into Buffy's shoes. This episode had another one of those scenes and moments and like quotes that I really love, because sometimes Buffy gets real deep in regular amounts of dialogue. And I think that they did that a lot with the conversations in between Parker and Buffy. I think especially the one in the bar, that's where he said some things that I was like, damn, that's deep, bro. That's very true. And I love when they do that, because I feel like that's what made me love their relationship, because I was like, oh, you know, this is just so true and they're getting in so deep. It was such a relatable episode and such a great episode. And I really like when they go deep into your feelings, and that this episode definitely had moments like that. So yeah, this episode was freaking amazing. Really kept up my hype, because like I said, episodes 3 are always awesome. This episode was no exception. I love that we got to see the familiar faces. I love all the relationship drama and the different stages of the relationship, you know, because we got to see so many different relationships sort of start. All of them are in completely different pages and steps and, you know, parts of their relationship. So it was really fun, and the fact that it all sort of ended in the same place. The name of the next episode is Fear Itself. The name sounds a little bit sketchy. Fear Itself. This is definitely, I don't even know what to say. It sounds bad. The first episodes of both previous seasons 2 and 3, those episodes were always the calmer ones. I feel like after episode 3, that's a little bit when things change, a little bit, you know, when things get a little bit more connected and more intense. And so the name of the next episode being Fear Itself really makes me think that we're gonna be possibly going a little bit away from the world building and actually having more intense episodes. Not that every episode isn't intense. I'm really worried about the next episode. That title does sound promising. Does sound like we're going to be dealing with a pretty big and scary monster. And I am already fearful about that. So I'm really curious to see what that could be. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in that episode, I guess.